Hello everyone and welcome to Life Transformation UK. My name is Ben and today I'd like to talk to you about why self-care is so important for you when you're on your self-improvement journey. So for those of you who might not know what self-care is, the best analogy that I could possibly give is when you are getting on your flight, you're sitting down and you're running through that kind of pre-flight video. One of the things that they always tell you to do is that you, first of all, before helping anyone else in any kind of crisis situation, have to put on your air mask. So the reasoning behind this is that if you are trying to help someone else put on their air mask and you are also suffocating from lack of oxygen, you're not going to be of any help to that person, and that person is not going to be of any help to anyone else. The best thing that you can possibly do is, first of all, in those situations, make sure that you are okay, so that when you do try to help other people, you're in the best position to do that. So that's the general analogy that I like to use when I'm talking about self-care and why it's important. But today, I want to talk about some of the more specific benefits of self-care, and hopefully this will be an encouragement for you to start moving forward with more self-care in your life, so that you can be of better service, not just to yourself but also to the people around you, your friends, your family, maybe just people at work, colleagues, acquaintances, and anyone else who might have any kind of importance in your life. So the first benefit of taking care of yourself, of having good self-care routines in your life, is developing a sense of self-compassion. And self-compassion is so very important when it comes to self-improvement, and the reason is, on our personal self-improvement journeys, all of us are going to be making mistakes, and we're going to be making them all the time. On your journey through life, it is very likely just going to be completely paved by failures, setbacks, disappointments, and if you let all of them get to you, and if you are in this constant shame spiral about it, you're not going to be able to make good progress in life, and you're going to be constantly depressed and anxious and upset. But by investing in self-care, what you're doing is that you're teaching yourself that it's okay to make mistakes, and that it's okay to be who you are. There's nothing wrong with you. You are just the way that you are. We're all perfectly imperfect. That's the best way that I've found of putting that, and I personally find that particular sentiment very, very comforting. Holding compassion towards yourself gives you the opportunity to make mistakes that you can actually learn from, because if you're making mistakes and just feeling shame about it and trying to bury it and calling yourself nasty names inside your head, you're not going to be able to move forward, you're not going to be able to make progress. And I know this because I was there, I was that person. Every single time I made the slightest mistake, it would send me into such a spiral of anxiety and self-hatred that I eventually had to go and seek out the help of a professional therapist, because these things just got out of hand. And over the course of my time with my therapist, she was able to teach me a lot of these self-compassion and self-care routines and techniques that was able to move me from where I was and out into a place where I was a lot happier. When you're spending time and investing it in making sure that you are taking care of yourself, and this can be in any way, it can be everything from making sure that you just have a good morning routine, to eating the right things, to keeping up good habits, forming the right support networks, even though that is external. If you are going out there and associating with the wrong type of people, then that is going to have a detrimental effect on your self-care. And all these things will teach you to have compassion for yourself. They're teaching you to take care of yourself, and it's giving you room to make mistakes. It's giving you room for failure, and that is so very important. The best lessons that we can ever learn in life are going to be from our failures and our setbacks and our disappointments. It's all about letting yourself know that it's okay to screw up. It's treating yourself like you are your own best friend. If your best friend made a mistake, just a small trivial mistake, you're not going to jump down their throat, you're not going to berate them, you're not going to call them all kinds of nasty names. You're going to be there for them, you're going to help them through it, because that's what good friends do, and that's what you need to be for yourself. And that is what self-care is all about. It's being your own best friend. And also, as I've already alluded to, maintaining good levels of self-care in your life is also very, very effective for reducing your symptoms of depression and anxiety. As I said, this was one of the ways that I was able to get out of those downward spirals when I was having them, going back a few years ago. I learned certain routines, certain techniques. I took on board certain tips and bits of advice on self-care that was able to slowly but surely move me away from those darker areas of my mind and into a place where I am a lot happier. Just generally speaking, it enabled me to go out and be more social in the world, to make better friends and to form support networks, to patch up relationships with my family as well. And due to me really taking on board these self-care life skills, I have been free from any major depressive or anxiety symptoms for quite a number of years now, which I consider to be one of my personal life wins. It's one of the best things I've ever been able to do. Investing in self-care and also in therapy has been one of my best financial and time investments throughout my entire life. It gives you such a great understanding of yourself and also of other people as well, and that's another benefit that cannot be understated. I found it really, really difficult to relate to people in my teenage and also into my younger adult years as well, because I didn't really have a concept of what was going on in their minds. It's what initially drew me towards psychology. It's what also initially drew me towards self-improvement, because I wanted to understand what was going on within me, because I'd never been introspective before. I just assumed that the way I was the way I was and I couldn't change it. And I assumed that people just were what people were on the surface level. And it was only once I really started to understand myself and others through self-improvement and self-care that I was able to start to form a lot more connections in the world, and I was able to form friendships and relationships. And as I've already said, I had a very difficult relationship with my family as well, which was mainly due to my own attitude and not really that much to do with what was actually going on in my family life. I know that we're by no means a perfect family unit, but we've been able to overcome a lot of harsh circumstances together and really pull together as a family. So investing in self-care was a massive help in me being able to restore that positive relationship that I have with my family, and to this day it's one of the best things that I have in my life is my positive, loving relationship with my family. Self-care is also so effective in helping you generate more love in your life, not just from the connections to other people in the world, friends, family, acquaintances and people worldwide. It also teaches you how to love yourself, because if you can forgive yourself for your mistakes, if you can take it easy on yourself, if you can take care of yourself, what you're really doing is that you are showing yourself that you love yourself unconditionally, and that is never a bad thing, because again it's giving you room to make mistakes, it's giving you room to grow as a person, and you're holding a place of no judgment and a place of a high level of love that is going to be absolutely instrumental in getting you to move forward in your life. So if you want to know what kinds of things you can do to start developing more self-care in your life, I have created a video in the past about what kinds of routines and techniques that you can get into that are really going to help you with your personal self-care. And so I'll have that video pop up in the banner above my head right now. I would really encourage you to start developing your own self-care routine. Don't try to do too much at once, maybe just start with one or two things and make them a habit, because when things become a habit they become automatic to do, and if you can make self-care a habit then you're making self-love a habit, and that just makes everything else in life easier, especially when you are on your own personal journey of self-improvement. So I hope you have found this video useful. If you have done, please make sure to leave a like on the video as well, and a comment letting me know what it is that you're going to be doing to improve and transform your life today. And while you're down there, why not subscribe to the channel as well, so that you can get access to more videos like this on a regular basis. But otherwise, once again, thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one very soon.